Hey traders, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to break down the unicorn entry function. This is my go-to strategy and I'm excited to share it with you. If you're serious about precision entries and maximizing your trades, stick around because I'm going to walk you through it step by step. First up, let's discuss the importance of time. Time is our most important element. We want to participate in the market during the kill zones. These kill zones happen during Asia, London, and New York sessions, but I typically focus on the New York kill zone. This is the window between 8:30 a.m. and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This includes the New York Open and generally high impact news events. I prefer to wait for the market to settle after news and open before considering any entries. Once we're in the right time window, we need to align our time frames. This is our time frame alignment to ensure we're entering within the market's flow. My preferred alignment is the daily chart for bias, the hourly chart for structure, narrative and logic, and then down to the 5-minute for entry. Alternatively, you could use the 4-hour, 15-minute and 1-minute alignment if that suits you or your strategy better. Time frame alignment ensures that all levels are working together, providing us with high probability setups. Next up, we're going to obtain our bias. Once we've set the stage with time, the next step is obtaining our bias. For me, bias is determined on the highest time frame, in this case the daily chart. I use the IRL to ERL concept to help frame my bias. Essentially, this process helps me decide whether I'm looking to go long or short. With our bias established, we can then move down to the hourly chart to refine our focus. Moving to the hourly chart, I'm looking for points of interest, like swing highs or lows or fair value gaps. These are key areas where we might expect price to react. The goal is to wait for price to sweep one of these points of interest. This sweep is critical because it tells us the market has grabbed liquidity and we're getting closer to a potential entry. Once the sweep of the high time frame point of interest happens, we drop down to our entry time frame. For me, that's the 5-minute chart. Here we're looking for a breaker block. This is a specific formation that acts as our trigger. If it's a single candle, we use that, but if there are consecutive candles, we combine them. The breaker block must be the highest up-close candle before the leg that took liquidity for a bullish setup, or the lowest down-close candle before the leg that swept liquidity for a bearish setup. Before we jump in, we need to confirm a stop hunt. A stop hunt is the leg that sweeps liquidity into the high time frame point of interest. This is essential for validating the breaker block. After identifying the breaker block and the stop hunt, we look for displacement. Displacement is the movement back through the breaker, and it must create a fair value gap aligned with the breaker block. Now we're getting close to setting up the trade. Once we see displacement and a close through the breaker, we can enter the trade. For a long position, you'll set a limit order at the top of the breaker with your stop loss just below the breaker block. For a short, you'll do the opposite. Set the limit at the top of the breaker with the stop above. Our target, we're aiming for a clean 2R return. That's our reward to risk ratio, and we stick to it religiously. And there you have it, the strongest algorithmic entry pattern. The only model I use to enter the market, the unicorn model. Make sure to keep following me on Twitter, YouTube, and Discord for more market insights. Bye for now.